Today is Wednesday, and this is Eunoia, spoken by Elswyth. I'll say ahead of time if I sound like I've just inhaled a bunch of pepper or I'm having an allergy attack or something else. The actual reason is way more mundane. I just finished a sad book. And I've been waiting to not sound stuffy anymore, and apparently that's never going to happen. So I figure, we'll just persevere. I promise there's nothing wrong in my life other than I left the last few chapters of a sad book to read today. And I can't even tell you the name of the book because it would actually, if others are reading this, I know it's on one of the major lists. If somebody else is also reading this book, it is a spoiler. So everything's fine. This is just what I sound like after I've had a good cry over some fiction. Let's start in with Listen. And I want to say hello to Derek, who sent me a polite note letting me know he's playing along with Permissive Circumstance. He found me on Reddit and has only listened to Eunoia so far. I've seen similar sentiments from Sissy Sherry and from Mike, and they only reached out after that last little piece of homework, and that's fun. I like hearing from you. It's more fun hearing about people's experiences with the podcast and the games we play together than looking at the podcast downloads graph. Anyway, I know that my dear bunny, the writing bunny, for those of you who don't know, I pick out someone's clothing in exchange for him doing his writing practice daily. It's just 500 words, but it keeps him in that habit, right? Anyway, Bunny also loves numbers and marketing. And I guess speaking of Bunny, I've had some very, very sincere thank yous for Naughty Bunny, the trigger setting session. So if you haven't heard that one, it did come out on Saturday. And yeah, I do love to drop that particular word rune into sessions. It just fits nicely in different places, and I know from you guys that you love that as well. Definitely listen to that one because it's gonna be coming up again. And finally, there's a question from Michael who says that he is thinking of becoming a Happy Harem member over on Patreon. He asked if he gets any full-length hypno audio files in with his membership, and there's a few dozen of you who are able to answer this with a resounding yes, Michael, of course. I have a little private area on the spokenbyelswyth.com, the website, where patrons can collect some sessions that the outcrowd would have to pay for. And other sessions went on the Patreon feed. Usually what I do is I send a code out on Patreon, and then people use the code on the website to download. Patreon is a little bit of a pain in the butt at times, and I know other people use I've used Google Drive and things, but it just seems to work best just going through the website. So yeah, you do get full-length things through Patreon. I don't have an entire list. Maybe I need to find one of my really organized Happy Harem members, and they can make out the little tree of sessions and so on. Let's see. And speaking of being disorganized, yeah, I did promise an episode of Eunoia yesterday that you're getting today instead. Truth be told, I had a really great reason to stay in bed yesterday morning. And so I did. The pleasures of working from home and having a bedroom full of goodies and good company, and by the time I was up, showered, and I got distracted in the shower and working, there was just too much traffic noise and other bustle outside to record. So, okay, let's go on to obey. If you're a patron, one of my dear Happy Harem, I want you to go vote for which session goes out on Saturday in the poll. I think I have space for like a dozen more people in the Patreon, so if you're not a Happy Harem member, go head over, join, and vote. Okay, next, permissive circumstance. First, if you're doing Locktober, well, you have a new MCF. It went out on Monday. That's gonna entertain you. Or there's no or. It will frustrate you and it might entertain you. And some people, they like to play and tease and edge throughout the month, and some don't. Isn't it funny that everyone has different rules for themselves? So let's see. Have you been good so far today? Did you get a good night's sleep? Brush your teeth? Eaten decently? If you answered yes to all of those questions, you have my permission for release. And if you said no at all, then you still have my permission. But first, I want you to take 5 minutes with your nose in the naughty corner. 5 minutes can seem like a very long time.